Welcome back to Old School 3D Prints. If you've had a chance to follow my last couple videos, you know that I've been talking about adding a larger 3D printer into my already cramped tiny office space, having the P2S and the X2D, and in this little itty bitty space around here. Even to the point where I was planning on it, and I was talking about taking measurements and doing these things and impulsive buys, and then what are the ramifications afterwards. Well, that's still the plan, but there has been a deviation in that plan, and that is I was watching a YouTube video and I saw the basically commercial to the xTool M2, their newest laser engraver and cutter. And well, let's just say once again, I have a fear of missing out, and I followed that rabbit trail. And so now I have added the M2, where I thought was going to be the H2D or H2C or something along those lines in terms of a larger printer. So, um, yeah, so here I am. I'm going to kind of bring you along this journey and talk about basically how that the 3D printers and the laser have actually married up, and it's been quite an experience just over the last couple of days. And I'm going through the learning process for that, just as I'm still learning the processes on the P2S and the XTD. Welcome to the packaging on this thing. Well, I just got to say, I mean, it's packed basically for a war zone. It was double boxed, foam inserts. It's cut. Things were snug in there. Everything was cut out perfectly. It was wrapped. It was bubble wrapped. Everything was kind of labeled. I've unpacked printers that show up, and when you unbox them and things are rolling around, things are broke and stuff like that. That was not the case with the xTool M2, very well packed, as well as the air purification system that came with it. So I got to set it up, and I set it up on this blue Craig clamp table. This is actually used for woodworking, but it's what I had out in the garage, and it's what fit in the space where we know, or we think, this is where the larger format printer was going to go. Now I have to find a new spot for that when it comes, because it is going to come. I just went down this rabbit trail. So, the footprint is not huge. It's basically 24 inches by 24 inches. But an 11 by 12 room that already has two 3D printers, every inch matters. And this is where, I think the Navy thing kicks in, and the educator thing kicks in on me, is that, I need to come up with a game plan to make this actually work. So I just didn't plug it in. I went through the instruction manual. I went through the QR code manuals. I went through the xTool Creative Space software first. I watched their setup guide. I read the setup guide, and I made sure I understood the focus, distance, and the material settings before I ever hit start. Because here's the crossover thing that I didn't expect. How similar this is, and I'm sure other laser engravers are, to the 3D printers in terms of starting from the beginning, building the foundation, going through the process, properly setting it up correctly, to then operate it and for it to work well. So that's where I'm at in this. And again, I've only had this for a couple of days, and everything's been great. So this is what I want to talk to you about for a second. If you're already into 3D printing, like you understand, bed leveling, if you understand material properties of your PLA and your PETG and, your silk and your PCTG, and the materials that you're using, and you also are familiar with the slicing software, well, you're 80% of the way of being able to use one of these laser cutters, especially the xTool M2. It's the same mindset, it's the same discipline. You're basically just swapping a nozzle for a beam. And that goes back to the, being properly prepared, which means starting foundationally from the beginning, which is looking at the manual, looking at the instructions, and building up the way that you want. The xTool creative software suite is basically, the slicer software for the laser. You import your design, you set your material, you adjust your power and your speed, and then you hit the go button right down here. And, basically then it runs and it runs itself, but here's the thing, don't get me wrong, the learning curve is real. It's, but if you're already familiar with the software that you're using, you're one step ahead of the game here. You're not starting from zero. And that is basically what made this rabbit trail feel less like a detour and more like an expansion of what we want to do here at Old School 3D Prints and Design. And this is what I want to talk about. My first test cut was on a piece of basswood. It was nothing fancy. Basically, it was just the default test pattern of a little coaster that it gave in the tutorial. And again, I started from scratch, so I started from the beginning, and I'm working all the way through the process. So I did up to 3 tutorials. But to be honest with you, though, well, I was really nervous running it for the first time, running a laser. In this room, in this small, tiny, confined space that I have, in terms of the office with the 3D printers. I was expecting something to happen, smoke to be coming out, catch on fire, something like that. Well, it didn't. I'm running a purification system down there that came with it, and you can barely smell anything when it's going through the process, so that worked really well. But here's the thing about it is, instead of expecting something to happen, what did happen was something that was going to take about 20 minutes on the 3D printers, and again, I've got a P2S and an X2D, and hopefully a larger one coming soon. This thing did it and cut it in about a little under 2 minutes in the precision. I mean, I'm used to tolerances and layer lines and slight imperfections and those types of things. Really slight imperfections. But the laser is just, well, it's just clean, like absurdly clean. The edges on the basswood and stuff like that that came out are perfect. I mean, it looks like it came out of a factory, and yeah, just really, really good cuts. And so, so I just kept going and exploring because, again, with the M2, you have a printer module as well as this right here is a 10-watt diode laser module, which is the blue light. But either way, I was able to put in cardstock using one of their other tutorials, and it literally lasered out the pattern here on a piece of cardstock as well as lasered in the wording right here to put that together as a little craft thing. Then, basically, for calibration purposes, I ran a score test and engrave test on a piece of basswood so I could get the correct settings of here's your power down here and your speed right up here. And basically very similar to what we do with the 3D printing to figure out what the best settings are going to be for this particular material. And that just kind of goes back to, I mean, if we're familiar already with, our 3D materials and property settings and those types of things, it's the same concept here. It's quite simple, yet we know it's also very intricate. Was able to, I tried this the first time in terms of engraving on there, and I didn't have the settings right. This is when I was doing it. So I went back and I used the old test pattern there and got that and engraved that on there. And basically that was a picture I pulled from my phone, put it into the XStudio software, ran it through their AI program, and it put some flowers around it, and it came out really, really nice. And then I did the same thing and cut it out on the, engraved it on a piece of slate that they use for a coaster that came with the materials pack. And again, like I said too, it's a printer because you can print and you can cut. And again, like I said before, you can print and then you can cut. And this came out of a square piece of basswood stock. So yeah, came out great. And this definitely confirmed my suspicion of it really wasn't a bad idea to go down that different rabbit trail to add this to our collection of 3D printers. And like I said before, I mean, the larger 3D printer is coming. And once I have that, I'm hoping that's as far as I'm going to go for a while until I become a master of the craft and all these by learning the ropes and then figuring out how my hobby slash maybe future business is going to look in terms of old school 3D prints. So again, consider giving me the like button. Um, leaving some comments that you got down there in terms of how you can see the 3D printer and the laser working together. Whether or not you would just do the laser or 3D printing. I mean, I'm open in game to anything. And again, to all the content creators that are out there that are doing amazing and awesome things, I just want to say thank you. Thumbs up to you all. Definitely hitting the subscribe button on your stuff and watching what you have going on and learning from you every day. So, again, learn the ropes to master the craft and talk to you later. So, again,